Okay, I'm out here in the New Forest. People don't often think of England as somewhere where you can find blueberries, but I want to show you something. This is something that either people are amazed by and didn't know we had in England, or actually they say, oh yeah, those things, and they've been picking them all their life. So let's have a quick look. So this is a acidic forest habitat, and it's the sort of places where you find heather and other acid-loving plants. And this little fella here is bilberries, which is the Northern European blueberry. So let's have a look, and there we go. Look at that. There is a bilberry, and you can see it does resemble a very small blueberry, which is, in fact, is what it is. It has this persistent calyx at the end of the fruit, little sort of dish-shaped structure there, and let's just taste it. Quite acidic, and very tasty actually, very juicy. Let's see if we can find some more. So up here on the heath, where it's mostly heather, bracken, a bit of gorse, we will actually find bilberry plants in amongst the foliage. See, this is all bilberry foliage down here, but unfortunately this area is grazed quite heavily by deer, horses, rabbits, possibly cows, and so they will graze the bilberry foliage in preference to most other things. So we're unlikely to find very many berries here unless we go and hunt in amongst the really wiry stuff like this and have a look and see. We'll find slightly larger and more established plants if they're growing up in the middle of something else. So this is not really an ideal place to pick bilberries, just because it's too heavily grazed. To really find a lot of bilberries, you've got to come to a place like this. This is the Devil's Punch Bowl in Surrey. So we've come here to pick bilberries today. So let's see what we can find here today. Now this is a place where the bilberries haven't been grazed, and I mean, look at that. Look at all these berries here. And as you can see, they are just like little blueberries, which is in fact exactly what they are. They are the northern low bush blueberry. In Scotland they call them Bilberries, and there's just lots to be had here. So we'll pick ourselves a little handful of berries. Look at them all, and there's some really nice specimens here, so look at those. There we go, bilberries. And as you can see, the cost of picking bilberries is you get your hands stained purple, but I think it's worth it. So let's have a proper taste. So got my bilberries here. A little bit more sour than the blueberries you might find in the shops, but so much more flavour, and you get a purple tongue. Okay, every now and again you find a bush like this. Look at that, it's absolutely loaded with berries. So it's worth looking around a little bit and picking your spot, because those are the most productive bits for berry picking. Most bushes are a bit like that with just a few berries on them, but every now and again you find one that's done really well. So there we go, we've picked probably about a pound of bilberries, I reckon. Very stained fingers, but that'll wash out eventually. Let's take these home and make a pie. So let's make a pie. So I've cheated and I've bought a short crust pastry case, but they're easy to make. It's just I'm short for time. So I'm just going to weigh out my bilberries. I'm not really weighing them so much as I'm just weighing them really so that I can show you how much I'm using. Because I'm going to do this by eye, but actually tipping them from one container into another enables me to do things like taking that little bit of stalk off, so that I end up with just bilberries and no bits of stalk or leaf or spiders or anything else like that. Okay, so I'm going to use about 300 grams of bilberries with the leaves and stalks and any little foreign bodies taken out. You may notice I'm not washing these because they are just natural berries. I'm going to cook them anyway, so there's no health concerns there, but you can eat these raw off the plant, so they don't need washing. And if I wash them, I'm just going to lose some of the flavour, so let's not bother with that. Into the pan, 300 grams of bilberries, the juice of 1 lemon. This will just help to sort of brighten the flavour a little bit, and 100 grams of sugar. So let's just very gently cook that now. So I'm just going to cook that over a very low heat. There's no extra water or liquid because these things emit quite a lot of juice. So just very gently cook them down. Right, meanwhile, while that's cooking away, I've got about 3 tablespoons of cornstarch here in a glass, and I'm just going to add enough water to make it into a kind of thick, pourable liquid. There we go. I've got to add enough water so that it doesn't turn into that weird oobleck stuff, but we're just going to make that into a kind of, there we go, it's a kind of thick, thin pourable liquid texture. There we go. Oh, bilberries are boiling away. Let's have a look at that. They're doing very well now, and most of those berries will have now burst open and released a little bit of their juice. I'm not going to overcook this or else we'll destroy the aroma. So now is the time to give it a little taste. Actually, just make sure I got the sugar level right. Oh my gosh, that is so delicious. Okay, clean spoon because I put the other one in my mouth. There we go. Now that that's boiling, I'm just going to take it slightly off the heat, just turn the heat down a little bit, and actually to pour in some of this cornstarch mixture. And what will happen now is as I turn the heat back up, that will start to thicken dramatically, which is exactly what I want, because this is going to make it like a jelly filling for my pie. There we go, look at that. It started to thicken into a very nice dark thick jelly. Perfect, there we go. So that's about the right texture there. So once it's thickened to the point that it's almost not falling off the spoon, that is good. And it's gone dark again, which means all of the cornstarch is cooked. Just going to keep on stirring that now and then take it off the heat. There we go. And I'm just going to leave that to cool for about 5 minutes before I put it in the pie case. Here we go. I'm just going to pour that right into the middle of my pie case there. And I'm going to just let gravity sort it out and flatten it into a pie. Right. Don't want to waste any of this delicious bilberry pie filling, so I've got myself a silicone spatula. I'm just going to get the last bits out of the pan there. Make sure we don't waste a drop, because these were hard work picking these berries, so let's not waste a single one. Actually, the rest of it's not going to be wasted because I'm going to run my finger around that pan and taste it in a minute. I'm not really going to spread that out at all. I'm just going to give it a little jiggle like that and let gravity do the work of flattening that down. There we go. Perfect. Okay, now that needs to be left to cool for probably an hour and then put in the fridge for another hour to set. Okay, so let's have a look at this tart. It's completely set now. It's set to like a firm gel. Let's cut a piece and see what it tastes like. There we go. Right, let's just have a little look at that first. As you can see, the berries and juice with the cornstarch is set to a thickish sort of gel. I'm just going to have with that a nice blob of creme fraiche. You could have custard with this, you could have ice cream, clotted cream, and all sorts of things. Let's have a little taste then. That's really tasty. These really are, I think, superior in flavour to shop-bought blueberries. They've got a lot more fruity, sort of sub-acid flavour to them than the blueberries I can get in the shops. So I really look forward to the time of year when bilberries are around.